I was sober in 2018 and 2019 and 2020. I was sober for 2 years. And then before that, I was sober like another time for like probably 6 months and then 8 months. This is like my 4th time then I think being sober. And I will say that I am a lot more mentally stable when I'm sober. Time then I think being sober. And I will say that I am a lot more mentally stable when I'm sober.
How are your creative juices when you're sober? Because I've been around a lot of artists and they need to smoke a blunt, they need to do a line, and before you know it, they're coming up with these great songs, they're writing amazing things. How is your creative juices when you're sober?
My creative juices are amazing when I'm sober. I wouldn't say that affects me. And at first, when I first started experimenting with sobriety, I feel like it did, but I think it was just like a subconscious thing of me being worried about it affecting what I'm doing. But I am not afraid of being sober and creating art, and actually I really like the art that I create sober. I think it's like really different because I've been fucked up since I was fucking 14 years old, you know, so all my art was made with me being fucked up. So now that I'm like experimenting with sobriety, it's a completely different sound because it's a completely different mindset. I always tell people that I've been fucked up since I was a teenager, so now when I'm sober, it feels like a new high because I never felt this before. I'm on a natural high. So I'm like, it's a new high, you know, and I'll give you an exclusive for this interview.
Yeah.
The No Chaser album that I'm about to release, it was all, except for probably like 2 songs that I wasn't sober. The whole record was made with me being sober. Yeah. I
was just about to ask you that too, because you're dropping No Chaser this month, or
no? So I dropped the title track No Chaser yesterday, but the album is dropping in August, on August 19th.
And so you're saying about 85% of it was done sober?
I would say 90% of the album was done sober.
And how do you feel now that you've heard the whole project?
I think it sounds really dope. And honestly, I wasn't even going to tell people that I made it sober because I don't like when people are like, oh, he was better when he was on drugs. I don't want people to say that, like, you know. And so not everybody will see this interview. So the people that will see this will know. Hopefully you heard it. You hopefully see this interview after you hear the album. But no, this album is going to come up before the album, but that's fine. It's an exclusive. People will know. But I didn't even want to tell people because I hate when people are like, oh, Eminem was dope before when he was on drugs, or like whoever was dope when they were on drugs. Like, that's fucked up. Like, you wouldn't even know they weren't on drugs if they didn't tell you, you know? Like, but I think this is some of my best work. I think it's some of my best work and has a really different, like, the raps that I wrote on this album, they're just really different. They're really different.
And this is all produced by Loudon?
Yes.
Your brother?
My brother made all the beats on this album, yes.
So how would you describe his creative growth since he started recording you in Seattle to No Chaser?
My brother's progressed a lot since we first started recording in the closet. I remember we first recorded the first mixtape. I was standing, it was in my mom's house in my brother's closet, and we had a $15 karaoke mic tied around the hanger, where you put your hangers, and I was standing on his school books to reach the mic. So since then, 13 projects later, we've made a lot of progress. My brother he's learned how to make beats himself. He helps me with a lot of the other production stuff as well. Like, he'll make a lot of the graphics that we use. He'll do a lot of special effects that we have on our videos. Me and him have this production company together. We call it Reverie Love Media. So we actually produce a lot of the music videos that we put out. A lot of people don't know that I've directed and produced like half of the music videos, probably more than half the music videos I have out. And I think I have like 60 music videos by now out. He also does like scoring, like he's done stuff with Netflix, he's done stuff for a video game. Yeah, so he does a lot more than just beats. He does like engineering with other artists too. Yeah, a lot of the graphics and stuff we make together. Yeah, he helps me with a lot of the creative direction. And
how does he feel working with you sober on this project? Because I'm sure most of the time you were high on something and he's been there from the beginning. What's it like? If I was to ask him, what's it like dealing with sober Reverie, creating all this music?
You know, I guess it's a little bit of a mixed thing because I hope he doesn't get mad at this, but I'm going to share a little bit of a personal story. So I was sober for 2 years, right? And I was sober for 2 years because I was fucking hooked on cocaine, basically, okay? And obviously you only do cocaine when you drink. So I stopped drinking because I wanted to stop doing blow. And so I was sober for 10. He knows that. And so I was sober for 2 years, 2019, 2020. In 2021, me and Loudon and Lala, we had this sick-ass penthouse in downtown. And when we got the penthouse, she's laughing because she remembers. She knows what I'm going to say. When we got the penthouse, we went to go sign the lease for the penthouse. And I was like, I'm about to pop some champagne. We just got a fucking penthouse at the top of downtown LA. And I've been sober for 2 years. So I'm ready to drink again. I'm not going to do blow. So we got some champagne. And my brother was pissed. He made a big deal. It was like a big fight with my Lala was there and my friend Sean was there. And it was like this big ordeal. And he was very upset. And he was upset because he was scared. He didn't want me to relapse and start doing blow again, you know, and neither do I. And so so he was just scared. But I will tell you this. After when I did start drinking again, of course he was pouring me shots. And then now this time that I'm sober again, he has been telling me, come on, take a shot, just one, you know, so. And I would say that's probably the reaction with like all my friends, like, and not my family. I mean, even so with some of my family, like they're all alcoholics, so they're all like, oh, just have a drink, just one. But then sometimes they'll be respectful, like they know that I struggle with like addiction, you know, so then when I remind them that, they're like, okay, never mind, you know, so. But, you know, they just want me to have fun. It's fun drinking sometimes, you know, and so I understand why people want me to drink, you know.
Do you have to change your circle of friends when you're going through your time of sobriety?
People always say that you have to change your circle and you should make friends with sober people when you're trying to be sober. And that is a great idea, for sure. But I never do that. And honestly, I mean, I wouldn't mind doing that, but I also don't feel like I need to abandon my friends just because I'm doing something different with my life. It's like, I feel like my friends and I all have a respect for each other for what we're doing in life. Like, for example, even like my friends that have kids, like some of them can't kick it anymore or go to my shows or do whatever because they have kids. I respect that. I'm not gonna be like, oh, you're not gonna hang out with me, you can choose your kids, you know, it's like, or somebody's a vegan, you know, I'm not like, oh, you're not gonna eat meat with me, or whatever it is. Like, I feel like me and my friends, we all have a respect for each other where we don't need to feel like we have to cut people out if we have like a different lifestyle, if that makes sense, you know. It is hard to be around my friends when I'm drinking though, because a lot of my friends still do blow, which is nothing wrong with it. I just don't want to do it, you know, but for sure it's hard to be around blow when I'm drinking and everybody else is doing it. That's when it gets more challenging. But I'm also not going to sit here and blame other people for me doing drugs. You know, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it, and it's my responsibility, nobody else's. That's why I'm sober again.
Thanks for watching StreetTV.net. If you're not subscribed, please hit that button below and click the bell to receive alerts and notifications. Feel free to comment below so you can give us your feedback, and be sure to watch the 2 related episodes to the right. If you want to support this platform or follow us on social media, visit the links in the description. And thanks for watching StreetTV.net.